Hello, and welcome to episode 152 of the Omnivore Podcast. I have an itch. There. I am Sadie, also known as Blue Rune on Ravelry, and Sadie Rune on Twitter and Instagram. I will be your hostess with the mostess this week. I will. And hopefully the sun doesn't come out too much, because it'll blow me out, and I've already fiddled with the brightness to get this level of appropriatedness. Hi, Bob. Come here. You want to come up and say hi, everybody? Or are you just going to be a big suck? Bebop is not going to come up and say hi. Go get your toy. Go get me a toy. Go get me Bum. He got a haircut, so he's all spiffy. If you've seen my Instagram, I take far too many pictures of him when he's cute and freshly shaven. It's his summer dew, if you will. He was pretty shaggy. Probably won't wait that long again. My hair is really greasy. I apologize, but got some great color going on today. It's just really greasy. See, there's still no hair under there. Alrighty. It is the first week of May. Oh my God. First week of May. My first anniversary is coming up. My birthday is coming up. My birthday and my first anniversary, same day. Coming up. I believe it's Memorial Day this year, which automatically means that the hubby will have that day off. Thank goodness. However, he will be leaving the country shortly thereafter. So, I mean, it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. That also means that SSK is coming up. We're getting closer. I need to do stuff. Alrighty, so what have I done this week? This is mostly about knitting, right? This is a podcast mostly about knitting and other crafty related things. I haven't done any needlepoint lately. Like, seriously, my needlepoint is still sitting right here. Yeah, I haven't gotten further than that. I hit a lull, and quite frankly, one comes out a month. At some point, like, August or something, I'm going to get right back into it and just zoom right through it, so I'm not worried. I have worked a lot on the wolf one, but I just don't bring it in here because it has a lot of stuff to move, and I'm lazy when it comes to some things. Anyway, so while these are not finished objects, I will show them in the usual finished object spot. I did 4 more squares, so we have this one, which is a blue moon, I believe. I can tell from the feel of it. That was from Jack. This one I know is Comfort and Joy by Blue Moon, because I was in the club that year. And this one is from Jack. I don't know what it is, but I think the color is really pretty. I think this one's also from Jack. So 4 more. I have 2.5 rows left to knit before I am done. I did block the 6 rows I seamed together, and they grew, so that's good. That's good. Maybe it isn't good. I don't know. It's looking pretty good. I don't know how I am going to put the edging on. I could crochet an edge, but I feel that would really tighten it, and I don't know that that's what I want to do. I just want something to stabilize it. So, but it's really long. I don't know if I can find a sock needle that is that long, unless I do it on 2 needles, on 2 60-inch needles, really bunch it up, and then knit through one needle and then knit through the second needle and back and forth like that. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I could get the bottom and the top, but the sides are really long. So, and I know you love seeing look, it's waving goodbye even though I'm not. Oh, big girl problems. I don't care. I'm not one of those girls who cares. A lot of larger girls will be like, "Oh, I can't show my arms." I'm like, I got tattoos. You gotta see my arms. Whatever. You don't want to watch it wiggle? Don't look. I'm gonna be cool. I'm not gonna sweat to death. Not wearing the long sleeves in the heat. It's actually not that hot, but it's hot because I am Canadian. Just throw that out there. So, yeah, I have 2.5 more rows to knit, and then I will finish seaming. However, I am holding everything. Like, I mean, even if I finish seaming, I still have to do the border, and the border is going to take me a couple days. But I am not finishing that thing until May 23rd, when the stash dash starts, because then I can have, like, half of the stash dash done. I'm so cruel. Oh crap, I just realized I forgot something. Hold on. That's what we call a seamless intermission. I forgot a work in progress, and quite frankly, I don't have that many, so I had to make sure I got it. My Nightmare Before Christmas cup. It says I don't do morning. Mornings are my worst nightmare. It is a large cup. I can fit 2 Keurig big cups in it. I still only count that as 1 cup of coffee. FYI. So, works in progress. Aside from squares, which I am doing when I can. I can do about 1.5 squares in a hockey game, depending on how intense the game is. Let's face it. I only got 1 square done in yesterday's Wild Blackhawks game. And the Wild need to smarten up, because Chicago's going to tank them. I know they're coming home back here, and they aren't playing with Kemper anymore, because Kemper got tanked in the 7th game between the Avalanche. That weird flip fall where I'm pretty sure he bumped up his leg and he smacked his head on the ice. So now they're running with a second string goalie, which is fine. Like, I mean, if you're an NHL goalie, second string, you're probably better than most everybody else anyway. So, I don't know, maybe being home will help them. If they can get 2 wins at home, then they can save themselves. If they lose it, I don't know. I don't think they can push through. I think that the Blackhawks are just too tight and too physical. They're really physical. Oh my god. They play like Canadians. And of course the Montreal Canadiens lost to the Bruins last, but they won one, so they're tied 1-1. And I'm rooting for the Canadiens. The Habs. I'm a Habs. I don't normally like the Habs. I'm not a Habs girl. But I feel that since there is a Canadian team in the playoffs, I have to root for them. Like, that, and I don't really like the Bruins. I'm not a fan of the Bruins. Just lost the entire Massachusetts coast area. Like, the whole East Coast, they're just like, how dare you? Yeah, no. Don't like the Bruins. Sorry. Sorry, Melissa and Sean. I know you guys like them, but no. Anywho, so yeah, I can get about 1 square done in a hockey game, so that's pretty good for me. At 2 rows, that's 14 plus a bit, so I think it's like 18, 16. I don't know anymore. I just keep laying them out, so I'm like, so I don't do too many colors of one, because if I do one that is like in a color that's not going to work, like, because I'm neurotic, so I lay them out. And I look at the colors, and there's like a color progression, and it moves, and so I have to lay the other one on top of it, and it's like, do I need more blue? No, probably not. So I think I need to knit 1 more blue, and then no more blues. However, I don't have any yellow or orange. Like, I've used all my yellow and orange. I only have like 5 things that I do not do yellow and orange. For myself, I just don't. I have like 1 pair of socks that has yellow in them. If I finish the hubby socks, the Puppy Love, this one, I think this one's a necromorph. I have 2 pairs of stripy socks on the needles for him. Should probably finish those during the stash dash and just be like, haha! No, these are the necromorphs. Necromorph. Purple, gray, and green. But yeah, as you can see, that one's still got. The other ones, I've got 1 done. I just haven't been on a sock knitting jag lately, so work with what you feel, right? I mean, I'll get back to socks. Socks and I were like this. Like, I make socks I make sock yarn for a living. We're like this, but right now I'm just not feeling that jag, so I'm gonna run with other things. And in my fat squirrel bag, there is a kitty playing a banjo. Or no, a dog playing banjo. I know that was on the Knit Girls. Dog playing a banjo. Humberto's female friend. My personal favorites are these two. This one, and this one. The birdies. I like the birdies. And then there's this one on the bottom that really entertains me. That one. This one, this one. Because it's got birds and I'm going to say pocket watch, and it looks like Cthulhu. Tentacly goodness. This bag never fails to give me entertainment. I just sit and stare at it. But in it is the shallow, because I don't want to steal from the fat squirrel. It's a shawl slash poncho slash scarf. I don't know anymore. And it is of this, which is not going to show up right. It looks kind of brown. It's a black and a red. So it is kind of browny, but it's more of a black-red. Anywho, this is for my sister-in-law. And I did work on it a little bit. It doesn't look like there's any work on it, but I actually did this portion on Saturday night. This portion right here. So, and she's smaller than me, so I figure if I can get it to wrap around me once, that's more than enough. And so I'm about, what, almost a quarter of the way. I'm using Signature 3 or 3.25. Where are you? 3.25 US 3.25 millimeter needles. And this is my Spider Lace, which is 80/20 merino silk, and it's pretty. And I'm liking the twist on it, but hey, I can't talk bad about my own yarn. However, having said that, I am really neurotic about the bases. I really am. Like, I only have bases I like. If I didn't think the twist was tight, or if I found it splitty, I would totally not use it, but it's got a really tight twist. Not tight. If I'm splitting it too much, then I wouldn't even sell it, because it would annoy me, and I assume it would annoy other people. We call that quality control. That's what we call it, right? I look positively high right now. I assure you I'm not. I am, however, low on iron. The other thing, I finally started, and I said I was going to start these like back when there was like winter upon us, is the Girl from Nantucket Knits by Laura Linneman, or Lala. It was released in November. I've been meaning to knit these since November because I bought it the day it was released. And I've really wanted to make them. So there's one. You can see the pattern here. It works really nicely. This is hand spun. I did modify a little bit because I didn't, like, if I had knit the pattern properly, I probably would have gone up to here on the fingers, and I didn't want that. I wanted something where I could grab the steering wheel, but not something where it was like all the way up my fingers, because then that would bug me. Personal preference. And none of the ends are woven in because I'm lazy, and I don't do that until both pieces are done. So the first one is done. They're very quick. They're very nice. As I said, this is a hand spun Navajo plied. It's a mixed BFL from Wool Gathering that I spun during, I want to say, what is that spinning event? Not the Tour de Fleece. What's the one in October? Is it October? You know, the one for where you have to sign up and you're on teams. I don't remember. Anywho. So I am knitting these on 2.5 millimeter needles. It is a paid for pattern, so I'm not going to tell you jack, but I did modify it a little bit. However, not much, not enough to actually say, like, ooh, I made all these big mods. It was like, I ended it a little short. I started doing the ribbon a little early. So here's the second one. They go really fast, and because I think I'm using a different needle than the pattern calls for, because this is a thicker yarn. It is thin in spots, it's thicker in spots. It goes from being like a fingering to a sport in some areas. But all in all, it's knitting up perfectly fine. And because it's Navajo plied, you get the color progression, which I like. See, I don't usually knit with yellow. Apparently I felt the need to after I realized I don't, because there is some yellow in here, but it does go into a green. The pattern shows up really nice in person. It doesn't translate as well for pictures, just in the way of the yarn itself. There you go. But I like it. It's fun, it's easy. I memorized it in like 2 seconds. The thumb is kind of ingenious. I've never done a thumb the way the thumb is called for in this, so that was new and interesting to me. I was like, this is definitely a new thumb. And then I tried to match the colors. I didn't match them exactly. Like, as you can see, it's more of a dark and a red there. But at least it wasn't the green, which I ended on. So I pulled from the outside of the ball instead of the inside to do the thumb. And I was going to wait to do the thumb, and then I thought if I wait, then I'm going to have 2 thumbs, and I'm never going to do it because I hate doing thumbs. Almost as much as I hate doing sleeves. Not going to lie to you. Thumbs and sleeves. Anything fiddly, little add-on-y, yeah, no. So the second one is started. Hopefully I'll have that done. I don't know, because I am doing a million things at the same time. Because that's how I roll. And so, basically, moving into other things. I have no spinning. I haven't spun anything. Because I've been processing the fleece, which I talked about last week and inspired some people. So that was pretty cool. I was like, yes. And Maryland Sheep and Wool was this weekend, and I was watching Instagram, and people are buying fleeces. I'm just like, oh, I want them all. But not this weekend, but the weekend after is Shepherd's Harvest here in Minnesota. So if you're in the Minnesota, Wisconsin area, I will be there. I will have stickers. Knitter's Nightmare stickers, not Yarnivore stickers, because I don't get anything made for the podcast anymore. I have like 2 shirts. That's it. I'll bring them to SSK if anyone wants them. They're mediums. But, so, where was I going with this? Been fleece processing the Jacob. It's a very lovely Jacob. And as you saw last week, this is what the white and the gray looks like. So, I'm still in the washing process. I've got about a pound left to wash-ish. Mostly because I don't have a lot of space because of the yarn drying for the shop. Shop in SSK, blah, 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 blah. Dyeing lots. That's my dyeing lots. Hand movement. See, what, there was a meme or something that said, if you want people to stop asking you questions, just answer everything in interpretive dance. And I was like, yes, I will do that. Anytime I get a dumbass question, I'm just going to break into interpretive dance, and people are, yeah, they're going to stop asking me, that's for sure. So, where was I going with this? Oh, yes. Because there's so much stuff drying and drying racks and blah, 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 and I have to keep all the pets away, so it's primarily done in the spare room. And let's face it, if the hubby wasn't here, like when he leaves in June, I have no problem moving drying stuff into the bedroom, so it dries in the bedroom, because I can sleep through that. But I feel it is mean and cruel and possibly a form of punishment to bring wet fleece and wet yarn into the bedroom and be like, here you go, sleep through the smell of sheep, because I love the smell of sheep, but he may not love the smell of sheep, although he thinks it's the smell of money. So he's pretty decent about it, but I'm not gonna stick it in the bedroom until he's gone, because I don't. There has been yarn in every place in my house. I remember I hosted a knit night before I left Regina, and my knitting group came over, and my friend Joylyn came out of my bathroom. She goes, "There is yarn in every room in your house, isn't there? There's yarn in your bathroom," because I had hung some handspun that I set the twist on in the bathroom, because I had this perfect vent where if you just hung it over the vent, it dried it perfectly. And I was like, yes I do, because there was a wall of yarn in the bedroom, there was the yarn room, was the spare room, there's yarn in the living room, there was yarn in the bathroom, there's yarn in the kitchen. There's no way to hide it. Here it's much more concentrated into the living room and the spare room. There isn't any unfinished work in the bathroom or the kitchen unless I'm dying. Whoa, tangent. Okay, so because of all the drying, I only have one rack that I use my fleece to dry on, so I'm only doing one wash at a time, and I do three lingerie bags per one wash. So I do 3 lingerie bags at a time, and I'll wash it, and it takes about an hour to get all of the washes and rinses done. A little over an hour. I think it's closer to 2. It depends, because some spots on this particular fleece need 2 washings, like just two washes, 2 rinses. It's good. And some of them, I feel better if I give it that extra wash, so I go to a 3, and then I lay it out. Hold on. Right there. Don't judge me. I know it's dirty here. I lay it out on that, which is a drying rack with a towel over it, and I walk by it and floof it occasionally. Sorry if I made you motion sick. So it dries there. That is actually all dry right now. And once it's dried and stuff, I give it a little shake, and it goes into, I'm like the plastic bag queen. They're recyclable, A. And B, I use these things until they're good and dead. Then it goes into one of these. This is the current batch that needs to be processed. So this is the last bit of the 3 previous that needs to be dealt with. So I've got these. And, hold on. I'm going to see if I can reach over you. And I can! So, impromptu here. So when I'm about to drum card these little floofs, right, because I've separated them out, because I don't have a flick carder, or a flicker, one of those big flicky things. Again, if you watched the Knit Girls, you saw that there was a flicker on there. This is the cleaner / smoother for my Louette Junior. I just use it and fluff out the ends. It will make sure everybody's happy. And if you don't have a drum carder, or if you just have hand carders, you don't need to use your hand carder because it's huge. You can use a dog brush. I'm not kidding you. You want to go ghetto? Grab your dog brush. And I just like to open up the ends. Now, if you have a drum carder, you don't actually need to go through this process as much because the drum carder will rip the ends open, which is basically what I'm doing, is opening up the ends. So there's a little cloud. But you will have to make an extra pass through the drum carder. Several, probably, if you choose not to flick out the ends. I do flick out the ends now. I haven't always, but I've just learned that I care more about having the ends flicked. And as you can see, so this little puff started out looking like this. See how the tips are going to dry together a little bit, and that's fine. And there may be some residual vegetable matter, like a flake or two. A flake or two are going to come out in the drum carder, or they're going to come out while you're flicking the ends. And it's just to open up the tips really nicely. You could probably spin directly from this if you were so inclined. I am not. I am neurotic. So anywho, this is the second step in the whole process after it's been washed. So, and that's all I did to this stuff, to show it to you, to really give you a good visual on how it goes. So once it's been washed and dried, I'm sorry, Bob, I didn't know you were under my feet. Once it's been washed and dried and it sits in that bag until I pull it out and flick it and the drum card it, which turns it into these, which are my little spinnable mini bat things. And right now I'm trying to keep some colors together. I tend to favor the darker colors, so the whites are getting muted out more. I may over dye the whites after I spin them, I don't know. So this is one little mini guy that came off, so I suppose I could have pulled it and made it a comb top preparation, whatever. It's woolen right now. Very pretty, very soft. Now, I know I did look it up in Fleece and Fiber Sourcebook because I figured I should share more because some people are going after the Jacobs, and I do love the Jacobs. Jacob can run anywhere between a medium and a coarse. Its micron count can vary very differently between where it came from and how it was treated and blah blah blah, and whether or not it was a meat or a fleece sheep, because they were originally ornamentals for meat. They are cute. But this particular one was actually bred for the purpose of fleece. So the fleece is, because of the woman I got it from, Joxers Jacobs. You can look her up if you want. She's actually going to be back at the Shepherd's Harvest, so I might get another fleece from her, because they're actually relatively decently priced. There's low vegetable matter, and anywho, this one was bred for the fleece, so it's got a softer fleece. It's been well taken care of and barn raised instead of in the fields, which is always important if you're looking for low vegetable matter without coating. So there's the white one, the little white poof. They come out a lot whiter and into the grays. I haven't done any of the browns yet. I've only started getting the deeper browns into the wash. So as you may have seen on my little drawing board, there are some of the really dark browns. They are not a true black. Most sheep that say they're black are not actually true black. They're a very deep brown. True black is the mountain Welsh blackface, the Welsh blackface mountain blackface Welsh. I don't know. I do know that there are going to be some at Shepherd's Harvest that I'm going to go and see and feel, and I may pick some fleece up, because I've always wanted to deal with the true black. I've dealt with the brown black, which is a very dark chocolate. It's almost black, basically black. And if you want a natural that's not a white or a gray, that's basically your option. So that, and I got to figure out how many people are enrolled in SSK because I have to process for that and blah blah blah. But I wanted to show you that I've been doing that. I've carted about a pound at this point. This is a second baggie. I try not to compress these too much. I just put these in here for animal protection at this point. I can put them in plastic bags or whatever. It's just that's the bag I have laying around. I'm sure you really enjoy the fleece processing portion. Also, there will be a shop update on Friday, and I can actually show you the colors now, because I was so with it. I got them ready. So this is Seashore, which is after Seashore Sharon. So it's a 6-stripe. 6 stripes, not the best scanning I've ever done, but it's going to be hard to get those properly. There's a blue, a purple, a green, a yellow, a peach, and a tan. Very pretty. And the other one that will be going up, which is my personal favorite, makes me think of Silly Fruit every time I look at it. And I don't know why, because she's not goth. But this is the Gothic Rainbow. So it's red, orange, green, blue, violet, black. If your inner goth needs rainbow, or if your outer fairiness needs a little goth, I don't know. It's a darker rainbow, but it is a rainbow. I took out the yellow because what self-respecting goth wears yellow? And I added black because you can't have too much black in your wardrobe. So this is a 6-stripe. They're both on the baddie sock base. They'll be going up on Friday. That's the only 2 colors I'm putting up this week. That'll be at noon Central Minnesotan time. That's all I've been up to. Really, I've been dyeing, I've been warping, I've been processing fleece, and because there is a month left until the hubby is gone, that means that we are at the crunch time of things needing to get done, and there was a nail in the tire of the car. And for some strange reason, I think this is a guy and a girl thing, because we had the car in for an oil change before we went to Regina at the beginning of April. I said, "Dear, the tire pressure gauge keeps coming on. It's no longer winter," because we thought it was because the air was compressing in the tire and that was making it unstable, which it shouldn't, but sometimes I can make the tire pressure gauge come on. So I was like, just get them to check the tire while you're having this grease job and oil change. Does it? No. Tire pressure comes on again. He keeps putting air in the damn thing. I'm like, what the hell? So he finally saw the nail. I'm like, honey, there's probably a nail. It's probably a slow leak because I've seen this happen to my mother's Jeep. And he was like, no, it could be a seal problem. Do you just have to argue with me, dear? Do you just have to argue for the sake of arguing? Because why else would you argue? So he's going to take it in after work tonight. I have to figure out how to use the dentist here. I don't know how, because I'm not used to having medical coverage. I'm not. I have a treaty card and a Sask Health, and that's all I've ever needed. It's like, here you go. And I'm covered. That's all I've ever needed to do. It's like, here I've got to have, like, approval and stuff, and we have to get our cards, our military ID redone. I have to get my spouse ID redone because he re-upped, and it expires in May, so now I have to go get another one done. We're doing that on Wednesday. Of course, getting any of this done in the lead-up would have been much more rational, but we're not rational people. We're procrastinators, so, yeah. But we have the phone in. I don't think we have the will taken care of yet. I don't know about that. I know, and the power of attorney. I am on the car. Like, there's so many, like, my to-do list, I have like 4 or 5 of them, and none of them make any sense, and none of them go together. It's like, before you leave, we must do this. The sink was taken care of, the toilet was taken care of, those were big worries for me. I wasn't originally on the rental agreement for here, because I moved after he signed the lease. I'm on it now. Just so many things to do. I need to know where the base is, because I don't know where the base is. I've got I've got a little book from the Federal Supply Service, and this contains all the passwords and things I need to pay bills, and in case I'm in trouble, how to get a hold of him. I have never had to go through this much prep work. But then again, I've never had someone leave for a year, except for Lana, and when Lana left for 2 years, she just put everything in storage and went on her merry way. This is still a lot different. This is not Peru for 2 years. This is Diego Garcia for a year, and it's my husband. So you'll get to watch me break down over the next month as it nears closer. It's just going to be like, yay, anniversary, birthday. I'm 31, and my husband's leaving. And then SSK will kick in, and it'll be like, screw everything, I'm going to SSK, yo! So apparently I needed to ramble a lot this week. I am very sorry. I'm not sorry for that, actually. You guys like the rambling. Next week, I hope I have more to show you. Hopefully I'll be further along in the fleece. Next week, actually, no, hold on. And I love everyone who's excited for the fleece processing class. You guys have no idea how that does my heart, because I didn't know if it would be well received or not. Okay, so yeah, next week I'll be recording on the 12th. The 17th is, well, the 16th, 17th, 18th is Shepherd's Harvest. So the 19th I'll show you everything I bought. Fleece-wise anyway. I'm going mostly to get fleeces, and I'm going with Jack, and we're going to have super fun. And if you see us there, you should come say hi. Because if I see you there, I don't know most people. I really don't. It's like, I know Jack. That's it. I know Jack. Well, no. If I saw Cyborg Craft Room, I have seen her and met her and talked to her before. So I'd be like, hey. That's about all I got. So, have a great week. I will see everybody next week. And hope the weather's treating you nicely.